हेलो गाइस। सो चैप्टर 2 को बहुत फास्ट एंड फॉरवर्ड मैनर में हम लोग कवर करेंगे। बस 10-15 मिनट अपने इस वीडियो पर दो और उसके बाद इस चैप्टर को रिवाइज करो। आई प्रॉमिस दैट इट विल बी सो इजी फॉर यू टू गो अहेड इन दिस चैप्टर। लेट्स स्टार्ट. So the very first topic, that is 2.1, in this topic it is only about the books and the titles of the books and the writers of the book. For example, the book of the name, that is Long Walk to Freedom, is written by Nelson Mandela, and the book that is Freedom from Fear is written by Aung San Suu Kyi. So if we have the question that who is the writer of the book Freedom from Fear, then we will write this. If we have the question that who is writer of the book Long Walk to Freedom, then this is Nelson Mandela. Let's move forward. That topic 2.2 asks what is freedom. So according to the Ncert, that when external constraints on the individuals are absent, this is called freedom. So can we say that merely this is equals to freedom? क्या सिर्फ कंस्ट्रेंट्स, एक्सटर्नल कंस्ट्रेंट्स को हटा दे तो उसको हम लोग फ्रीडम कहेंगे अगर क्वेश्चन आ जाए? सो this is not, because again NCERT mentioned that what are the conditions for the freedom, what are the aspects of the freedom. There are two aspects of the freedom. The number one, the absence of external constraints as well as the existence of in which people can develop their talents. Says this is the number one, the absence of external constraints, and this is number two, as the existence of conditions in which people can develop their talents. This is actually saying that for number one condition for freedom is that absence of external constraints. Okay, and the second condition is that it's an opportunity. People should have opportunities for what? Opportunities for health, education, sanitation, employment. So this is what NCERT is actually talking about, the what is freedom. This is number one, that is freedom, absence of external constraints. Just remember the keywords. And the second thing is that opportunities. Then if with both the conditions present, then only we say that yes, there is a freedom. Next, let's read of this box. What is Swaraj? So means self and Raj means rule. In the book titled Hind Swaraj, Mahatma Gandhi said that Swaraj means self-rule. Self, so means self, and Raj means rule. So again, let's come. What are the three books that we cover? Hind Swaraj is written by Mahatma Gandhi, and then what is second? Written by Nelson Mandela. The book name Freedom from Fear. Freedom from Fear is written by Aung San, and she is from Myanmar. And Long Walk to Freedom is written by Nelson Mandela. So this is the question that can come from this, whatever we read till now. Let's move forward in a very fast and forward manner. What are the sources of constraints? Means that we are talking about the removal of the external constraints. So if these constraints come, what are the sources? क्या sources है जहाँ से constraint लगाए जा सकते हैं लोगों पर? ठीक है, तो बाई अ गवर्नमेंट थ्रू लॉस. एक तो पहला कंडीशन है कि गवर्नमेंट लगा सकती है, और गवर्नमेंट कैसे लगाएगी? तो लॉ से. सेकेंड क्या है? फ्रॉम सोशल इनइक्वलिटी. फॉर एग्जांपल द कास्ट सिस्टम. लेट्स मूव and clear it through example. What happens in the caste system? There is Brahminical dominance, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So what was that in the caste system? That only this type of caste people, only the person who belongs to particular caste can do a particular work. For example, the priest work is to the Brahmins, the cleaning and sanitation works to the lower caste. So this types of division. So what is this? This is again constraint. So there are two sources of the constraint. Number one is by the government and through laws, and the second is through social inequality. Sometimes in UPSC or in exams, questions ask that Subhas Chandra Bose on freedom draws attention to the need of the country to work to remove such constraints. Who drawn this attention? Subhas Chandra Bose. But basically what Subhas Chandra Bose said that by freedom, what is meant by Subhas Chandra Bose when he says when he talks about the freedom? He actually means all around freedom, that is freedom from individual, freedom for society, freedom for rich, freedom for poor, freedom for men, and freedom for women. What is freedom for individual, freedom for society, freedom for rich, freedom for poor, freedom for men, freedom for women also. So he is also among those people that there are many scholars who talks about the equal distribution of wealth. So Subhas Chandra Bose also talks about equal distribution of wealth, abolition of caste barriers and social inequalities, destruction of communalism and religious intolerance. So basically what I want to show you that the main idea of the Subhas Chandra Bose is that freedom means all around freedom, all around freedom. Who said that freedom means all around freedom? For whom freedom means all around freedom? So he is Subhas Chandra Bose. Who said freedom is long walk of freedom? It's Nelson Mandela. Who said freedom means freedom from fear? Freedom from fear. She is from Myanmar, name Ong. Okay, guys, let's move forward. Why do we need constants? So it is very simple. If we do not want to read this, the only simple idea, so that power cannot be exercised arbitrarily by the state. That is why we need freedom, need constants. What is meant by liberalism? Guys, you have often heard that we used to say that by her parents are very much liberal, his parents are very much. What we mean? We usually mean that they are very tolerant. But let's read it from the political view. What liberalism actually means in modern times? Liberalism is equals to individual rights, and this is the modern liberalism focus on the individual, or we can say that individual rights more perfectly, individual rights. So sir, what is traditionally, what is historically liberalism favored फ्री मार्केट एंड मिनिमम रोल ऑफ द स्टेट. गाइस देखो क्या होता था ना, हिस्ट्री के समय में, हिस्टोरिकल टर्म्स में अगर हम हिस्ट्री को पढ़ते हैं तो देन वी विल सी दैट देयर वाज नो एनी फ्री मार्केट, देयर वाज द हाई रोल ऑफ इंटरफेरेंस ऑफ द स्टेट. सो एट दैट टाइम लिबरलिज्म फोकसेस ऑन free market. At that time liberalism focuses on the minimal role of the state. But what is the modern definition of liberalism? So it is focus on the individual rights. Okay, understand? Let's move forward. So what is harm principle? This harm principle is given by whom? So this is J.S. Mill who given the harm principle. What is according to the harm principle of the J.S. Mill? J.S. Mill का ये कहना था कि ये जो फ्रीडम फ्रॉम कंस्ट्रेंट होना चाहिए डिपेंड करते दो चीज़ों पे. एक तो सेल्फ रिगार्डिंग एक्शन और अदर रिगार्डिंग एक्शन. तो जो भी सेल्फ रिगार्डिंग एक्शंस है, सेल्फ रिगार्डिंग एक्शंस पे हमें कॉन्स्टेंट्स नहीं आ सकता है, उस पर हमारा है भाई, दिस इज़ माई बिजनेस, सो इट इज़ टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन मी. सो कहाँ पर कॉन्स्टेंट लगा सकते हैं? अदर रिगार्डिंग एक्शन. अब है क्या सेल्फ रिगार्डिंग एक्शन? सेल्फ रिगार्डिंग एक्शन दैट एक्शंस विच अफेक्ट्स ओनली मी इंडिविजुअली. Other regarding actions, whatever the actions I perform will affect the other persons also. So according to the J.S. Mill, according to the harm principle which is given by the J.S. Mill, the constraints should only and only on the other regarding actions, other regarding principles, and not on the self regarding actions. And J.S. Mill is the one who talks on liberty. J.S. Mill is the one who talks on mankind. J.S. Mill is the one who talks about self-protection. So who talks on self-protection? Tell me. So it is J.S. Mill. Who talks on self-rule? So it is Mahatma Gandhi. So similarly, who talks on freedom from fear? This is Ong. Who talks on freedom is long walk. Just remember the keyword long walk. So it is Nelson Mandela. So this is the way you have to remember. Who have given the principle of harm principle? Harm principle. It is J.S. Mill, guys. Okay. Who talks mankind? Who talks self-protection? It is J.S. Mill. Let's look at the beauty of the Ncert. She is asking that why does he talk about mankind? That J.S. Mill who talks about the mankind. This lady is coming out of the curtain and asking that why does the J.S. Mill talked about mankind? Why does he doesn't say womankind? So this is the word actually used. See, he actually does not means of favoring the men. Women. J.S. Mill is the one who actually talk about the woman also. So this is the word that is used that time. Okay. let's move forward. So what is negative liberty and positive liberty, guys? Negative liberty just about that it is freedom from constraints. Freedom from constraints. Positive liberty means there is limited constraints plus opportunities to develop. ओके गाइस, सो नेगेटिव लिबर्टी का जो सपोर्टर थे उनका क्या नाम था? इट इज़ J.S. मिल. हु इज़ द सपोर्टर ऑफ पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी? इट इज़ रूशो, कार्ल मार्क्स, महात्मा गांधी, Aurobindo, Hegel. These are the supporters of positive liberty. Here it is written that Rousseau, Hegel, Karl Marx, Gandhi, Aurobindo, these are all the supporters of the positive liberty. Positive liberty actually questions who governs me, and the answer is I govern myself. So it is clear that in short and summary that negative liberty talks only and only regarding freedom from constraints. Positive liberty means limited constraints plus opportunities for what? To develop, for education, for employment. Okay guys, let's move forward. Freedom of expression. So if a question asks who talks about the freedom of expression, it is J.S. Mill. It is J.S. Mill who talks about the freedom of expression, and this will definitely will be our last topic of this chapter 2, freedom of expression. He said that he mentioned four reasons why there should be freedom of expression. So look at the complexity. I have shown you that beauty of the Ncert. Now let's look at the complexity of the Ncert. He talks here about the reasons why freedom of the expression should not be restricted. Even when you read the whole paragraph, you will not get the answer. But here is the answer of that 4 reasons why there should be freedom of expression according to J.S. Mill. तो फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन क्यों होना चाहिए? तो फर्स्ट है कि नो आइडिया इज़ फॉल्स, इट्स कम्प्लीटली फॉल्स. गाइस जो भी व्यूज़ होते हैं उसमें कुछ ना कुछ सच्चाई भी होती है, कुछ फॉल्स भी होते हैं. तो कोई भी आइडिया जो पूरी तरीके से फॉल्स नहीं है, हो सकता है जो हमें सबसे फर्स्ट टाइम में फॉल्स दिख रहा है उसमें कुछ एलिमेंट ऑफ ट्रूथ भी है. तो अगर जैसे कि लेट्स सपोज ये जो है ये पूरा स्टेटमेंट अगर फॉल्स है तो इसमें कहीं ना कहीं इस इतनी हिस्सा इस स्टेटमेंट की अगर फॉल्स है तो इसमें कहीं ना कहीं उसमें ट्रू बातें भी हैं. अगर हम लोग इस पूरे को इग्नोर कर देंगे तो हमने इस ट्रू एलिमेंट जो ट्रू पार्ट था उस फॉल्स वाले का एक ट्रू एलिमेंट था उसे भी हम लोग इग्नोर कर देंगे ना. तो नो आइडिया इज़ कम्प्लीटली फॉल्स. व्हाट अपीयर्स टू अस एज फॉल्स एज एन एलिमेंट ऑफ ट्रूथ, उसमें भी एलिमेंट ऑफ ट्रूथ तो होता ही. अगर हम लोग फॉल्स आइडियाज़ को हटा दें तो ट्रूथ को भी तो हटा दे रहे हैं. तो दिस इज द फर्स्ट कंडीशन दैट इज गिवन बाय द J.S. Mill, that why there should be the freedom of expression, and that is why there is opposition in the democratic country that there should be the freedom of expression, that what is right and what is wrong. The second point is that truth does not emerge by itself. It is only through a conflict of opposing views that truth emerges. So J.S. Mill said that if we want that truth comes out, truth emerges out, so there must be the conflict of views, there must be the opposing view, because whenever there is conflicts occur, whenever there is opposing views occur, then only the truth emerges out itself. Then the third point, it said that, guys, let's suppose if there is only one truth, we said yeah okay it is, but when we feel that it is the best idea, when we see the opposing views, that what happens if this not, अगर ये होगा तो ठीक है, बट अगर ये नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा, तो फिर इतना ख़राब हो जाएगा. डेट इज़ वाई फिर हमें ट्रुथ पे बहुत ही ज़्यादा भरोसा हो जाता है. ट्रुथ का तो वाह तब हमें ट्रस्ट होता है, नहीं यार ये तो बहुत ही सही चीज़ है. तो ओनली व्हेन वी एक्सपोज इट द अपोजिंग व्यूज़, जब हम लोग अगर वो चीज़ कोई हम लोग जो डेफिनेशंस को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, जो आइडियाज़ ले रहे हैं, अगर उसको ना ले तब क्या होगा, उसका अपोजिट व्यू क्या होगा. तो अगर हम लोग उसे देख लेते तब हमें भरोसा है कि अरे भाई ये तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा सही है, तो हमें ट्रस्ट वर्ती आ जाए. तो दैट इज़ वाई J.S. Mill talks about, this is the third aspect that J.S. Mill talks about, the why there should be the freedom of expression. The fourth, we cannot be sure that what we consider true is actually true. That is why एक व्यू देख के तो हम नहीं मान सकते ना कि भैया वो जो कह रहा है वो सही ही है. हमें सबकी व्यूज़ को सुनना होगा. So that is why we cannot be sure that what we consider true is actually true. That is why we need to listen everyone's, and this is what is known as the freedom of expression. And then there is the end of our chapter. If you like this channel, please guys like and subscribe.